Hello, everybody. How's it going? Ben Gothard here with another Project Egg interview, and today we are talking to Rosalee Maquinay from the Philippines. How you doing today, Rosalee?
I'm doing good. Doing
Awesome.
great. Thank you
Awesome.
for having me.
Oh, absolutely. It's my pleasure, and it's so good to have you on the show. So, Rosalee, my first question for you is, what is your story?
Oh, okay. So, um, as a profession, I am a nurse. So, I was a nurse actually. So, finished my nursing degree from the Philippines, and then moved to Canada 2008. So, 8 years, 9 years ago now. And yeah, migrated to Canada. Work as a registered nurse for so since 2008 until last year, and now I am a full-time mom, enjoying time with my kids, doing online business, and yeah, I think that's the summary of my story.
Very cool. So, I want to dig a little bit into your past. So, can you talk about
Yeah.
your childhood and where you were raised, and maybe talk about those very early years of your life?
Okay. So, yeah, I live in like what do they call it? Like very remotely place in the Philippines where, usual kind of thing. Not a lot of people there are kind of wealthy, and in the Philippines it's like a third world country, and then it's very important there to kind of finish your schooling so you can have a good job when you grow up, something like that. And then I really my goal before is to just growing up from the family where um, like I wouldn't say like a poor, but middle class family. I just want to kind of get a better life, and I would love to go to America. So that's what I thought. Like I want to travel the world. I want to go to America. I wanted to ride the airplane, and then my first like I want to become before when I was a child is I want to become a doctor. And then when I was second year college in my pre-med degree, I was just like I would love to go to America. But then but they said that that's the time when nursing is like very in demand in the US. If you want to go to the US fast, then you have to get a nursing. So even though that's not my passion before, I was forced to go to um, nursing and take a nursing degree so I can go to the US and follow my American dream sort of. So yeah, I finished nursing and then applied, but until now my papers are still in the process to go to the US. And then so I applied different agencies and stuff, but I ended up going to Canada, and now I am a Canadian citizen now, and I can go to the US anytime I want.
Wow, that's really cool. So, you know, living in kind of a remote area, and I believe you said you were in kind of the middle class in the Philippines. What was that like? What was a daily life like for you in that situation?
So my dad actually went abroad to work in there to sustain us. So I was living my most of my younger life, and when I grew up without my dad because he had to go and work uh, in Saudi Arabia to to send money, and then to kind of support us so we can go to a decent school, so we can have our finish our school, our degree, because it is very important for us to finish studies. That's you have to support your kids, so they can have a degree and finish their studies, so they can have a very good job when they grow up. So that's yeah. And my mom is a teacher back then, and teacher, the salary or the wage of the teacher is not really high to provide to send us to really good school. So that's how it is. So living without my dad at home, he works there all of his life actually, and every 2 years he just come home for a month or 2 months. And then when I was taking nursing, I think he didn't go home for, I think, 5 or 6 years straight, because instead of coming back for vacation, he'll just take the money and then send for my tuition fee. So that's how it is.
Wow. Wow. So, you talked about how you really wanted to be a doctor growing up. Where did that passion for either medicine or being a physician or helping people, where did that passion really come from?
Um, it's, yeah, like I told you, when you're coming from a kind of middle class and stuff. So if you want to become rich, and if you want to have everything you want, you have to become a doctor. Like everything in there. Oh, if you want to become rich, you have to become a doctor when you grow up. Something like that. Because if you're a doctor, you can get everything you want. You can go anywhere. So that's just like basically, oh, I want to become rich when I grow up, so I'll just become a doctor. So, and of course, becoming a doctor, you can help other people too, and then you have a very good paycheck. So
Absolutely.
that's how it started.
So, can you talk a little bit about how, from an early age, you really wanted to travel the world, and how that has really impacted your life and kind of guided you throughout your journey?
Yeah, and one more thing too is, I don't know, if coming like I say, if you're coming from like a poor and stuff, we don't have, actually we're just taking, if we go to a little town, we'll just take a little tricycle or whatever to go to go out of your little mini town, to go out and get some stuff. So riding when you're watching movies and from your TV, and then people are like, the wealthy people are like riding a airplane and stuff. So, and every time we see an airplane flying over, we're like, oh, I want to ride in there. It's like, oh, that's just like a biggest dream and stuff. So we were like, it started in a dream actually. It was like, oh, I want to ride in the airplane. I want to go travel the world. Maybe what's like, how will it feel? Maybe it's very very nice to ride in there. So kind of dig in my mind. So the passion and the dream kind of lives in there. Like, oh, I want to become somebody when I grow up. Ride the airplane, travel, and then that's the only thing that so if you want to be able to do those things, then you have to be rich, right? And then if you want to be rich, then you have to become a doctor or something like that. That's just the mindset and stuff when I was a little kid.
Absolutely.
So
So, can you talk about the transition for you from, I guess, the high school years to your college years, and can you talk a little bit about, who you were as a person and the progression of who you were through that time?
okay, yeah. So yeah, after my elementary years, so I went to my high school. It's a private Catholic high school, and it's just a normal kid with you know it's just, I would say I'm just a normal kid. Go to the school, um, finish some assignments, projects, and stuff, and then after probably the senior years or junior and the senior, that's when you gonna think about, what will gonna be your plans in your college years, because gonna be the time when you're gonna be applying on which school, your university or college, or what are the who you will become. It's like that time you're gonna be deciding, okay, what course am I gonna take. So it's just like, what do you call that one? But it's not really like um 100% made in my mind what I'm gonna do. It's just that I'm still okay, whatever, what will come. But then because those are the times, coming from a little city, and the colleges and universities I've been picking is kind of far away from where we live, so like 6 hours drive, and I wasn't not ready yet to be far away from my family and go that far. And I'm talking about Manila, which is the center of the Philippines, right? And it's so big, so lots of people, traffic, and I'm just this little girl living in a farm or little town, and I was just like, that's gonna be too big for me. I don't know how to live there. I don't know anybody, like so yeah, those are the things that kind of affected on what I'm gonna do. Like, will I be able to live and then go in that universities or this one? So I'm gonna be restricted or limited my option there. So I went to one university which is closer to us, which is I think 2 hours drive, and yeah, I took some exam, like entrance exam, and I passed it, and that's how it started. But that is the pre-med, that going to the doctor thing. So, but then after my second year, that's the time that I think I have an aunt who finished doctor, but she can't go to America because they said it's too hard for the doctor, and that the US is only accepting like nursing or something. The doors were open for nurses, and we're hiring and stuff. So if you want to go to the US, then you have to take nursing. So even though I don't like nursing too much, but I love to go to America to have a better life, then I have to switch course, and then go back and finish my course near our little town. So that's how it just came back to that passion or dream that I want to go to America to better my life. So
Absolutely.
and to my family, for sure.
Absolutely. So, can you talk about when you did make that transition to nursing school, what that was like for you, and maybe you could give us some insight on what happened during that time?
Okay, yeah. So it's not an easy decision because right from the beginning, like when you're elementary and I was little, I always dreamed to become a doctor, right? So I can have a better life. And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, you want to become a doctor?" And then, "Oh, you want to become and live in the U.S. and like something like that?" Then you have to become a nursing. And some of my friends actually started to shift to nursing too. So I was just like, "Oh my God!" So it's like gonna be trending that time. Like most of the people are switching to nursing because they want to go to the US. So I thought like, okay, even though I don't like stuff, I want to become a doctor, but I want to go to the US too. So I was just like, it's a tough, I would say a tough decision, but I think it's one of the best decision I've done, because if not, then I wouldn't be here. So I don't know. It's just yeah, yeah, so I switched and then transferred to another school to finish my nursing. And then, yeah, it's just everything went well and okay. It's just, that kind of first transition. It's hard, but you gotta do it. But after that, it's just okay because you know that you're on the right way to where you're going. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, can you talk a little bit about once you became a nurse, kind of when when you were going through that whole time period of being a nurse, what happened? What did you learn? What really happened during that time?
Okay, so yeah, so after like when I'm taking my nursing, it's since I don't really like it too much then, but I don't have any like choice or anything, right? Because if I want to become, my I want to to see my dream or to achieve my dream to better my life and go to America, then I have to learn this stuff and whatever, right? So I think yeah, I've learned a lot. Like number one is of course taking care of the patients and stuff. Lots of um, medical terminologies and stuff. We've even be like what are the other things like activities like immersion on the communities. They like we're gonna be spending like a week or something like that for like a poor communities where we are educating them on everything from maternity or just becoming like how do you treat like simple cut or something like that, or how do you um like test yourself, or like how can you prevent like having like some kind of like preventive measures on like for treating cancer or whatever, like what are the things you should know before contacting the doctors and then going to the health centers. What are other things is family planning on on like for maternity people, like when do you go to the doctor, and what how do you check if something's going on with your baby or something like that, what are the some sort of thing. But I really enjoy it because not just it's not just I learn much about it. It's also like sharing your what I learned or what we learn in school with all those people in the community, especially they don't have that kind of they don't have much access to like facilities and um, like that knowledge. So it's kind of I would say like fulfilling at the end of the day that all these people are being educated with all those stuff that we were able to um, to know in school, because those coming from the small community and poor community, they don't have this kind of opportunities, so which is really really good too.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you said at some point you became a full time mom at home. So can you talk about that transition and kind of what
Oh,
happened to that?
yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So it's a long transition. So coming from a nurse, so yeah, applied to all the agency and stuff, and then one agency contacted me that, oh, okay, you're accepted in Canada, and I don't even know where Canada is because my focus is USA, right? So so I made a little bit of research and stuff. So yeah, so I know that the Canada is it's it's very near US. So it's just like, oh, really? So yeah, jump into it. Had an interview. Actually, the our employers in the hospital went back to the Philippines. Actually, I think the week after they called me, and then they personally went there to interview all of us, and then yeah, signed the contract, and then after three months, we flew in to Canada. So yeah, that's how it started. So I think 2008 I went, and then I met my husband 2013, 2012, the end of 2012. So yeah, and he actually, so you're becoming a nurse, like, this mentality of becoming a employee, right? So, this employee thing, work and work and work. And then my husband is introduced me to Robert Saki. He's kind of more of this entrepreneurial thing. So he let me read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. So that's how I learned about the four quadrants of becoming an employee, and then self-employed, and becoming a business owner, and then entrepreneur. So those kind of switch my thinking or my mindset kind of thing. So from becoming an employee to becoming an entrepreneur, it's yeah, from reading the book, and then we followed the book in there. Like, I think it's mostly talking about real estate investing. So we did a little bit of that, and then we had our first baby in 2013, and it's just so magical when you had it, like, the entrepreneurial spirit in me kind of intensified when I had my first baby. It's just, that my perception of time changed. It's just like time's the most precious thing on earth. Like, you can earn money anytime, but you can't turn back time. So I had my baby, had my maternity leave, and then after maternity leave of 18 months, so it's time for me to go back to work, right? And then my first time going back to work is like so heartbreaking. Like, it's the first time you're gonna be separated from your baby after 18 months of, like, feeding her and then cuddling and then just two of you, and then it's just have to go back to work. You have to leave your kid. I can still remember that day, like walking out the door, and she's like crying, bawling over there, like trying to come to me. So I thought, like, So I was just walking out the door, trading my time away from my baby. It's to make money, and then so that kind of sink into me, like, there must be something out there, like, that you don't have to trade your time away, that you can be with your kids, with your baby, as well as doing money, like earning, right? Because those are the times that you have to be with your kids, that little, because those are the times that you have to, they need you, right? So, and they're just gonna be, they're too little and stuff. So I can't take that. So I search everywhere, like, a search how to do like online thing, and this is the time that everybody's like doing really good with online. So I have to learn it. So I dig on everything I do. I went to learn Amazon, like fulfillment by Amazon FBA stuff, and I did that for, I think, a year. And after two, I was still working as a nurse right that time. And then second, because it's hard. Like, if it's not like this, like, it's totally different, because coming from nursing, I don't know anything online, like computer. So it takes time to learn everything, like, okay, how to log in computer, what are the opportunities that are there. So it takes time for me to kind of learn this skill and everything, that opportunity out there. And then come my second baby, and then I told myself, okay, I'm not doing the same thing anymore like I did before. Like, I don't want to do that. So I kind of fix my mind, I invested in myself, like go for a workshop and events and stuff to kind of so I can learn faster, because I don't want to spend like, some of the people, spend lots of years just to learn on their own, but I don't want to kind of waste those time just to be learning this stuff. So I want to go the shortcut way to learn it. So I invested in myself, learn, all this stuff, and then I encountered e-commerce. I did some, email marketing and e-commerce, and yeah, and now I quit my job. I'm just staying at home with my kids, and I'm just so happy and grateful that I didn't overcome the first. It's not easy actually to kind of change, because they said, change your mindset and your focus and everything, because working as a nurse and for the past 10 years, you have this kind of cycle. But if you want to go in different way, you have to change. They said if you want to change your life, then you have to change. If you want to change your life, then you have to change things in your life or something like that. So yeah, it's not easy, but I took the risk and go for it, and then yeah, it just, if you believe that you will do it, then you can do it. So
Wow.
yeah,
Is incredible.
that's it.
That is truly incredible. So, for people who may be struggling to get started and maybe struggling to take that leap, whether it be because of fear or because they just don't know, whatever it may be, what sort of advice can you give to them in order to help them overcome that fear and really start on their entrepreneurial journey?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one more thing too is what I learned from here too is actually I watched this from who's that guy? He's popular, but I just can't say his name right now. I can't say it in the tongue, but he said the bigger the fear is, the more, what do you call that one? Success or bliss it is after the fear, So that's how it's also like one more I can what do you call this one? I can explain this is it's like giving birth, right? When the baby is trying to go out from her mom's womb, so they will go to this narrow passage, and that is, I would say, the fear or struggle or uncertainties or stuff. I can say that it is. And after that narrow passage, it's like, welcome to the world. You're born. So it's like after that is always a breakthrough. Yeah. So yeah, the fear is just there to, I don't know. It's part of being successful. So failure, success, fears are just part of being, of success. And if you don't have that, then you won't have any success. So I think that's very, you have to first acknowledge your fears, and then so if you acknowledge your fears, try to what do you call this one? Conquer. Then dance with your fears, and then use the fear to do whatever you want. Use it to it's not it's not as easy as when I'm talking about it, it's feel like it's easy, but it's not. It takes a lot of courage and stuff, but you have to get through it if you want to really get what you want.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
So,
Don't let the fear take what you want from you. It's just like that's, and the fear is actually, the fear is, you are just making the fear actually in your mind. It's just in your mind. Everything is just in your mind. You're just making it. Yeah, it's just you are limiting your, if you could, because maybe fear is overthinking too. If you're like overthinking stuff, then that's the time, doubts and fears will come. But you just don't overthink, just go whatever you want, then that's how you can, get over with the fear.
I agree. I agree 100% with what you're saying. So, for people who they may have already started their journey, and they're coming up to, so they failed at this and they failed at that, and they're trying this and they're trying that. How would you advise them to stay the course and just get over that first, because once you're successful, then you know how to become successful. You've done it once, so you know that it's possible. And I think it's a lot easier to get back to some place that you've already been to than to get there the first time. So how would you advise to just stay the course, be consistent, and really just push through that last final part? When people think that they're so close, how do you get through that last part?
Okay, so I've been reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, and there's like a chapter there, like a first chapter. This I don't know if that's this a person who keeps digging and digging for the gold, and then he's just like 1 or 3 feet away from the gold. He give up, and then he sold it to this guy, and then he continued and then found this gold. And it was like this man who kept digging and digging and then give up, right? He's just like, oh man. So that's how I see things too. Like reading books actually help you with all those really good books. It's just keep you on the track. Like if you got a goal, if you want something, then whatever happens, whatever life throws at you, all these struggles and problems, but in your mind that you have something you want, then nothing can any storms or problems and stuff. You can just tell yourself, okay, universe is moving everything for me to get what I want if I just believe. So that's how I just say it. If you can think it and believe it, then you can have it, whatever things. So I just say it, everything, all the problems and stuff. If you work on this way, but it didn't work out, and then work another way, find another opportunity, didn't work out. I just think it like it's the universe that is moving around everything just to arrange everything so I can get what I want. That's just, it's easy for me to say that. So there's no hard feelings, because you know in yourself that everything will be all right at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And I think, I'm actually reading Think and Grow Rich right now as well. And one of the biggest takeaways in the very early chapters was you have to believe, and you have to have faith, and then you have to have that extreme desire. So it's a mixture of wanting it bad enough and believing that you're going to get it. So I agree with you completely, and I think it's a brilliant book. And for those of you who haven't read it, it's a great read. So, I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing now, because you said you kind of dabbled in a few different things. What was the thing that finally hit for you where you were like, okay, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm becoming more successful? What was that point at which you're like, yes, like I've made it?
I would say when I quit my job, because that's the first. I had my why. Is first is knowing your why too, right? So what's your why? That gives you a if your why is strong enough, then you don't need any more motivations and stuff. My why is strong enough for me to keep awake, like even not sleep the whole night, like sleep probably 5 in the morning or something like that, just to kind of work all the things that I've been working, because I wanted to work out, right? And yeah, first is think of your why. So my why is finally quit my job and then be at home with my kids, you know, playing with my kids while earning money, right? So yeah, all those things. Um, uh, Enjoy my time with my kids, treasure. So that's first is my why, and then when I finally said to my boss, like, okay, I'm quitting and I will be coming back to work and stuff. So that's the time I told myself, yeah, I did it. I can do it. So yeah, just like yes, and now that I did it, I know that there are also lots of people, especially mothers like me, who at their age with their young kids and stuff. I know the pain that they have to go through, just to go to work, to provide things with their family. So now my next big thing, my next mission, I think, is to share what I learned and then help those people, because little young kids needs their mom at home. So I want to help as many women or mothers like me too. I think that's my next mission.
That's incredible. So I want to talk about that mission, but first I have one more question about your past. So, you said you went through a period of investing in yourself and going to workshops and different courses. What do you think were the most important skills that you needed to develop in order to become successful? Like, what were the most impactful things that you learned that helped you get to that next level and be successful?
I want to say that first thing is to change your mindset. First thing. In every success, it's always the mindset. 90% is mindset. And then 10% is just technical stuff. Because whatever you do, let's say for example, if you you invest in yourself, you buy everything, all the courses out there, all the events and stuff, but your mind, it's not, you don't have this mindset of success. You just buy it just to feel that, but you don't use it. So it doesn't even, you won't get any results that you want. So first is you have in mind, if you have to change your mindset. First, the things that I did was when I read that book and then change the mindset, all the things. It's not easy to change. You have to change everything, like what you're doing before, like your usual habit, like hanging out with the same people. Uh, those are the things, like what we did was to live where we was before, like hanging with the same people and stuff. We kind of elevate. We move to a different city, hang out with meet with other people. Like we want to be associated. We want to be we have the same mindset and stuff. Because if you still keep hanging on to those people with 9 to 5 mindset and negativity people, then you will have the same. You kind of attract what they feel, what they think. So if you want to really change everything, you go out and then find people who have the same mindset as you, have the same goal. You have to have the courage too. It's like I said, it's not easy, but it's doable. Like if you really have the desire to be successful and stuff. So you have to make sure that you surround yourself with people with the same mindset too.
Agreed. So when you're finding those people to surround yourself with, how do you find them, and how do you approach them, right? Like, let's say you find somebody who is extremely successful, and this is somebody that you look up to, they're an inspiration to you. How do you make sure that you stay close to them, right? Because if they're successful and they're up here, and you're trying to be successful and you're down here, how do you provide enough value to them in order to justify being around them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what I did to actually, there's this guy that I look up to, and he inspires me as well. So I took one of his course. So so it's like a little mastermind thing. So we have got a chance to go in there and mingle with them. It's just very close group workshop. It's very life changing. With got a chance to hug him, and yeah, talk to each other and stuff. So sharing ideas, learning from them actually. So that's one other thing to be like close to them is, of course, going to their events and stuff. That's how you can be close to them, like proximity that they said. If you want to be more successful, go like be as close as possible to those people, those successful, there's those big people, right? So yeah, it started with that. So I started with getting this workshop to be able to kind of be close as possible to that person and stuff. So yeah, having them as a mentor actually, to kind of work with them and stuff. And what I did is I made sure that I am like my teachability index, what I call it, is very high. Like I get everything. Like if they say something, I will do it. Like I am coachable, I'm teachable. So I have to make sure that I am doing exactly what they said, and then following everything, and have to make sure that if I, of course, if you follow it, you'll get results, right? Because that's what they want, because they don't want to kind of spend or mentor somebody who's not doing what they told you and stuff. So yeah, because of that and the faith, and of course mixed with hard work. Of course you have to hustle if you want to have results. And then all the hard works, and kind of all the hard works pay off with all these long nights with no sleeping stuff. So, and they see you as they see you as they're also going to be proud of you because you're one of their students and stuff, right? So, and then now what I've been doing is I get a chance to teach other people or coach other people who are needing some help in that community as well. So now and then I've been, what do you call this one? I don't stop learning. So I keep learning all these skills and stuff. So I also provide value to the people in the community, and then that's what they see. And now I'm, what do you call this one? I'm so happy and grateful that this one person that I've been looking to is now my close mentor, and now he's been helping me and stuff with all my mission and vision right now. So yeah, that's how I did with being close with people who are successful. So I first start with investing in myself, going as close to them, and then show that you really care and do everything that they teach you, and then of course do the hard work. Absolutely. And then it will all pay off.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about your new purpose with, you were saying you wanted to share your story and help others in a similar situation to you. So can you maybe give a little bit more insight on specifically what you're going to be doing and how you're going to be really tackling that problem?
Okay. Yeah, first, so I'm actually like documenting stuff for now. I'm gonna be writing my book and working on my book to release. It's gonna be all my story, because most of the people, like in like some of my Facebook community and stuff, they said that they I'm so grateful that most of these people are being inspired by my story and stuff. So I want more people to be more of my story, and so I have I get more advice that maybe you can create a book or publish a book, so more people will get inspired by it. And then I'm gonna be creating a course as well coming up, because I've been getting a lot, all these successes and stuff. Lots of people are asking for some help, and if I can coach them and stuff. So I said like maybe this is some like another opportunity for me to go. So that means a lot of people need some help in there too. So that's what I thought too. Like I just realized that yeah, there are lots of women there that gonna be struggling, and maybe they have the same problem or same gonna be that I had before, like leaving the kids and stuff, and they want to be more with their family and just probably earn an extra income or something like that to have more time with their kids. So that's what I thought is yeah, I'm gonna be doing a course and probably a coaching too. So it will be a faster process, because I know learning from your own, it will take a lot. So since I know the process and stuff, then it will be like a shortcut to
Absolutely,
to
absolutely.
a
So,
success.
so
Yeah.
you've been providing a ton of value on this call, and I really do appreciate it. I think we can step it up a next, one more level, right? So, can you maybe talk specifically about what is going to be included in the course, and maybe give a little preview of some of the things that you're going to be teaching in the course?
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So it is more on the e-commerce. So starting an e-commerce business from scratch, like zero, if you don't have any um, experience on selling online, like I did. So, yeah. So those are the things. If you're setting your own e-commerce business without any inventory or any like huge what do you call it, huge startup costs for inventories, for setting up your website and stuff. So yeah, no or little no money, and then so starting your e-commerce business, and then up to creating your, so yeah, so creating your own store, finding the profitable niche to go to. What are the products that you can um, find easily to sell, if it's profitable or not, and then looking for a good, yeah, good niche, good products, and looking for suppliers too, because lots of where to get your what I call it one products to sell with no inventory. So that's like drop shipping 101, and who are the suppliers to look for, and what else I'm gonna be covering. Oh, one more thing is use of influencers, Instagram. So Instagram 101 as well. So those people who doesn't know like Instagram and influencers, and getting your first sale using influencers or Instagram too, because I know Instagram now is growing so fast. Like it has grown the users, like it has grown 100 million in the only 4 months. So it's now like 700 million, and then last December it's only like 600 million. So it's growing so fast, and people right there is loves to shop, so they are embracing more the e-commerce. So this is the best time to start or an e-commerce business, or a just start an e-commerce business on the side or a part-time, and getting your first sale, setting up what do you call, another thing is to do how to do email marketing with your customers too. um, Part of it also is how to grow your Instagram page to get more followers, like 1,000 followers in like 3 days. So those are the things I that's included in the course. And for the coaching, it will be like one-on-one coaching too, if they want more like more support and stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. So I just have a few more questions for you. It's been a really fun interview. So if you were to describe yourself to somebody else, how would you describe yourself?
Hmm. Just one word?
No, you can't. As many words as you'd like.
Okay, so how do I describe myself? I'm a badass. Yeah, that's how I describe myself. Definitely a badass. If I want something, I'm gonna get it, whatever happens.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so if you could go and live in any time period, which time period would you go to and why?
Hmm. On my lifetime,
No,
or
any time period.
I would say in whatever is in this right time, in this time period.
Very cool.
I
Very
won't
cool.
go anywhere. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm because yeah, because I live every day. I'm just this drive just keeps on. I don't know. I just feel so happy and excited every day because I'm just so excited whatever life gives me every day. Yeah, I just feel so great that something's really good is happening every day. So I just live every day with as if that's your last day. So yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you could go and talk to anybody in at any time in history, past or present, who would you talk to and what would you talk about?
Oh, I would love to talk to Andrew Carnegie back then.
What would y'all
And
talk about?
I would love to talk about how he started the US the steel company.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? That'd be really cool.
Oh yes, I've been reading this Napoleon Hill like stuff, so that would be cool when I was in there talking to Andrew Carnegie. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so if you could be one animal besides a human, what animal would you be and why?
Bird. Because bird is you can fly anywhere. You can see and appreciate the world from above. You have a great vision of what God has made for humanity, and you can just enjoy and see the beauty of the world from up. So yeah, it can be a bird.
That's awesome. So, just I have two more questions for you. The first is, what would you say is your life's purpose?
I would say my life purpose is to have a big impact or improve more lives in this earth, because especially right now there's lots of negativity, and you know the world is wrapped with all the negativity and bad things. you know it's got to be, we need to change. We need more people who spread positivity and just abundance everywhere, because yeah, we only have one world, you know
Agreed.
so we have to protect it and revive, so that and people are the ones who are inhabiting the earth. So we need more people who love each other, happy people. So
I agree.
yeah.
I agree. It's a very noble purpose. So, my last question for you, Rosalee, is there anything about yourself that I did not ask you about today that you think is an important part of who you are? In other words, what did I miss?
Oh. Hmm. I don't think. You missed my kid's name?
Well, what are they?
Oh, what did you miss? I don't know. Oh, what am I reading today? What are the books I am reading today? Yeah, that's it, maybe.
Okay, well then, what are your kids' names and what books are you reading today?
Oh, my kids' names are Amia, 3 years old, and Mateo Inigo, 18 months old. And I'm just gonna grab the book. Hold on a second. Okay, so here are the books I got from the library. So, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. And the original, they said this is the original Think and Grow Rich. The Law of Success. 16
Wow,
Laws of Success.
that is cool.
Yeah, it is actually. It's the original 1925 with some, I don't know, some certificate and stuff that it is the original thing, manuscript.
Wow,
Yeah, so that's cool.
that is really cool. So, Rosalie, I do want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really do appreciate your time, and it's, I've had a blast. I hope you've had a good time on the show too.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much for contacting me. I don't know how you contact me, but I know that's the universe working.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, again, Rosalie, I want to thank you so much, and to everybody listening, I want to thank you as well. Y'all are the reason that we do this. If we can just impact the lives of more people in positive ways and continue to do so, then hopefully we can all make this world a little bit better one step at a time. So, Rosalie, thank you so much again. To everybody listening, this has been another Project Egg interview. We've been talking to Rosalee Maquinay from the Philippines. Let's build a better world together. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.